And I think Jubilee and all of these other platforms that are making content like this, if they actually thought about this and were thinking about like the ethics and kind of what this does socially, would come to that same sort of conclusion that platforming certain ideologies, if not co-signing them, at the very, very least gives them some level of legitimacy and presents it as something that needs to be talked about, as if, like I said, there is kind of a two sides to it sort of thing. Like personally, I'm not interested in debating fascist ideology. I know what fascism is, I know where that goes, I know what the end goal is. That is not a platform that is legitimate. That is not something that has a role in our society. That is not something we need to debate about and see if there's like some sort of middle ground we can come between. Like, no. So like, no, I don't think there is a middle ground. And I don't think that everything has a middle ground. I don't think that necessarily everything needs to be debated. I don't think that like debate is the medium for having a lot of these conversations a lot of times. And I think if we're being honest, a lot of this content is just to be messy, just to stir up drama, just to make money. And I think if the owner of Jubilee was being responsible, thinking about this from like an ethics and an actual empathetic and human understanding sort of perspective, he would admit that sometimes there isn't a middle ground.